Where is it that we find ourselves? What is it that God wants us to know about Him? Why are the nations clearly at a standstill? What is the uproar about? Why is God allowing these things to occur right now? Well, as we saw last time, the nations are in an uproar. They devise vain things. Their leaders and kings take counsel together against the Lord and His anointed, wanting to cast off the cords of their Maker. And what we are looking at today is found in verse 4 of Psalm 2. And it says that he who sits or is enthroned in the heavens laughs. The Lord scoffs at them. It's with that we want to ask the question, exactly who is it that we are dealing with? Who is God? What does God say about Himself? We touched on that last time. Well, this time, in verse 4, we see the weakness in Satan's rallying cry, utilizing weak men to oppose and exalt themselves against the holy sovereign is laughable. But God is not getting his kicks out of man's sinful alliance with Satan's world system. Listen, we all once, as Ephesians chapter 2, verse 1 says, were dead in sins and trespasses. We all once walked according to the counsel of the world, the reckless world, and taking our orders from, this is the sons of disobedience today, none other than the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now works in the sons of disobedience, Satan. Satan works in the whole world, through the whole world system, through the whole world leadership, and that is why they are in opposition to God and wanting to cast his cords off of them. It's very important to remember that we all once walked this way. If we are a believer now, we were, as the rest of them are, dead in sins and trespasses, blinded to the goodness of God and the mercy of God until he came to unseal our eyes. We lived in the passions of our flesh, carrying out the desires of our bodies and minds, and were by nature children of wrath. Now that's the summary of man's condition in the first 3 verses. They resist the Lord, they devise vain things, they take their stand against him and against his Christ, and they want to cast it off. And then we see God, the sovereign of the universe, enthroned in heaven, laughing. And the rattling of the nations doesn't even merit a serious response. He's already disclosed his remedy. He's already done all that he means to do in order to release the captives from their sinful, cursed, fallen, dead in trespasses and sin state. The sovereign king, the Ancient of Days. A couple of verses to open our eyes, hopefully. Found in Isaiah 45, verse 7. Isaiah 45, verse 7. It says, I form light and create darkness. I make peace and create calamity. I, the Lord, do all these things. And in verse 12, I have made the earth and created man on it. I, my hands, stretched out the heavens and all their host. I have commanded. And in Daniel 7, we see 2 verses here that remind us of who we're dealing with. I watched till thrones were put in place, and the Ancient of Days was seated. His garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head was like pure wool. His throne was a fiery flame, its wheels a burning fire. A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. 1,000 thousands ministered to him. 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The court was seated and the books were opened. And I was watching in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man coming with the clouds of heaven. He came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. Then to him was given dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all peoples, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom the one which shall not be destroyed.